What is going on, guys? Miles here, and today we're going to be looking at supply drops, which will be a feature in Call of Duty World War II. It was pretty obvious that supply drops would be a feature in Call of Duty World War II because they have been in every game since Advanced Warfare, and they probably make Activision a crap ton of money, and they're really successful in other games, so I'm not surprised at all to see supply drops in Call of Duty World War II, but it has actually been confirmed in an AMA which Sledgehammer Games hosted a couple of days ago now. A person called Mod VS, I believe, asked Sledgehammer Games could they talk about supply drops, weapon variants, and daily and weekly contracts. And Michael Condrey himself did reply to this question, and I'll read what he said right now. Yes, all weapon variants and gear in Call of Duty World War II supply drops are cosmetic only, so there will be no stat-based variants in play. We're also offering players collections and collection bounties, giving a direct path for our community to earn items through all modes of multiplayer and headquarters play. To me, that does sound pretty good, but I've been lied to a couple of times now by Call of Duty, and I'm a little bit skeptical as what they mean with this statement. Obviously, in Black Ops 3, they said supply drops would be cosmetic only, and look how many weapons are in that game now. And also in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, I believe they said they would not add weapons to supply drops, and they did also end up adding them to that game as well. So I'm pretty skeptical about supply drops in Call of Duty World War II. So now we break down the statement, and the first thing he says is that all weapon variants and gear variants in World War II supply drops are cosmetic only. So there are going to be weapon variants in the game, but they won't affect your stats. So they're going to be similar to that feature in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, where you can get those sort of weapon kits which change the way your weapon looks, but the stats remain exactly the same, which I think is actually a really cool feature, and I would like to actually see in Call of Duty World War II. But take note how he said weapon variants and not weapons themselves, so he didn't mention weapons, brand new DLC weapons, in this statement at all, so I'm going to guess they will be adding DLC weapons into the game via supply drops, because he didn't say otherwise in this statement, which will suck, but he did also mention collections and collection bounties, which hopefully means we will be able to craft these weapons using some sort of in-game currency, similar to salvage in Infinite Warfare or parts if you play Modern Warfare Remastered. Michael Condrey also mentioned that you can earn these items via multiplayer or headquarters play, which is actually pretty interesting because I didn't know you'd be able to earn like currency, like crypto keys and stuff from headquarters. I thought it would be some sort of like social hub, so that's pretty interesting to see that we will be able to get keys or some currency via headquarters, so that's pretty cool. And he didn't mention zombies, which kind of sucks, but they may change it before release, because in Infinite Warfare it's actually really good because you can earn keys by playing zombies, which you can then use to open supply drops, which I think is actually an amazing feature, and I really hope it returns for World War II. In the past Call of Duties, we've seen 3 different methods which have been taken towards supply drops in their games. We have Black Ops 3, where it's practically all based on RNG, and you can just get crypto keys and hope you get whatever you want from a supply drop, and your chances are actually really minimal. I mean, I have like 4 melee weapons and no ranged weapons in that game, so if you get unlucky, then you'll get barely any weapons, but if you do get lucky, you can get a load of awesome weapons to use. So that method has probably been the worst approach they've taken to supply drops in my opinion. And then we have Infinite Warfare, where Infinity would actually give away the DLC weapons to all the Season Pass holders, and if you don't have a Season Pass, you can still earn them for free via completing an in-game challenge, which is a really awesome feature of the game. But one downside to this is that you can only get the variants for these weapons through supply drops, which do actually affect the stats of the weapons. So there's a bit of a good side and a bad side to Infinite Warfare supply drops. And finally, we have the Modern Warfare Remastered approach, where you don't get the weapons for free straight away, but you can actually craft them through supply drops, so you can actually get the DLC weapons reasonably without actually buying COD points and stuff. And along with that, you can actually craft camos and stuff like that in Modern Warfare Remastered. So overall, I would say Modern Warfare Remastered does actually have the best supply drop system, and it looks like that's what we're going to be getting in World War II. But there we have it. I just wanted to let you guys know about the first bits of information which we have received about supply drops and weapon variants in Call of Duty World War II. If you guys found this video useful, leave a like and subscribe for more Call of Duty World War II videos, but I'll see you guys in my next video.